sampling. I'm sorry your intellect isn't high enough to understand art. I take the piss, but make no mistake. I am legitimately vouching for this design choice. Gooey was the second player to Kirby. He had mostly the same powers, so for him to take moves from other copy abilities, it's in character, it makes sense. The wider justification here, however, is that aside from fighting, the abilities he stole from are all conceptually interesting, but sorta boring in execution. Maybe you love the moves that are taken from Whip and Stone, but when they're the foundation for an entire ability, it leaves them feeling mostly situational. With Gooey, though, it's just another move, so you get practical application and chaotic fun of several abilities put into just one guy, and also made funnier. You can make jabs at the tongue all you like, but who else can take an electric saw blade and rip it out of existence? It's not like Gooey is totally good at it. You can also fly through the air and fire savvy projectiles everywhere because it turns out these are dark matters. Seriously, it's the closest we get to playing with dark matter, and it came from goddamn Gooey. It gives them some interesting and fairly unique aerial mechanics, so whatever, I guess I'll take it. If there's one thing I don't entirely get, it's that Pitch, Choo-Choo, and Nago probably could have been incorporated into Gooey's moveset fairly easily, and with sensible reasoning, but for some reason they were relegated to the clean ability instead. It probably would have abated a lot of the criticisms I talked about earlier, but I really like the googly blob of rehashed abilities that no one likes. For the 3 other Gooey fans watching, today is our day. Look, I have my biases, but I tried to be as honest as possible with this list. It took all of my mental energy not to rank certain friends higher up, specifically because they were repping some of my favorite games. This is why Squeak Squad and Crystal Shards unfortunately ranked relatively low. And if I had to do that one more time, I don't think I would have been able to take it. Return to Dreamland, I'm so glad you came through. I will preach it to the high heavens forever. Return to Dreamland is the best of the modern era Kirby games. And Magolor, probably my favorite boss fight in the franchise. It's about time. I wanted to play as you since I killed you back in 2011. What I loved about that fight is that every attack from Magolor felt so ethereal and otherworldly. Threatening as hell, but also just a very interesting and alien spectacle. That's a big part of why Magolor works so well as a playable character here. His attacks do have the startup time and focuses on charge that I complained about with Tyranza and DeRoach, but the payoff is always super strong. Whether we're talking about the Revolution Flame, the Ultra Sword, especially the Black Hole, or the Double Deadly Needle Deluxe, I can't make up a name that dumb. It's the kind of thing where you can much more easily excuse a lack of combo ability, because any individual move that connects will more than suffice to damage it. And if it's not those things, it's the extra layers of cheekiness that fill my heart with love. I haven't found all that much practical use for the Gem Apple Bomb, but they make Magolor smile, and I kinda have a soft spot for things like that. Not everything I like has to be good, okay? Magolor can also just sort of go intangible whenever the fuck you feel like it. There's surprisingly little punishment for doing so, and it's even effective as an attacking